Absolute triangulation uses only the borehole locations to model the stratum surfaces and does not take into account the change in the terrain between the borehole locations. Actual and or surveyed terrains include much more elevation detail in the open space between the boreholes and can include sharp shifts in the terrain like the swell that is illustrated here. To model stratum surfaces to follow the shape of the terrain and interpolate the material depths between the boreholes, dynamic differential can be used. This method of triangulation is influenced by a selected surface from the drawing and involves some behind the scenes processing, which includes creating a depth surface or thin volume surface to interpolate subsurface elevation over the entire site. To create stratum surfaces using dynamic differential, select Build Stratum Surfaces. In the dialog, select the geology field to use for the stratum surfaces name. Toggle off Build Top Surface to make available the dynamic differential option. In the drop list, select the surface you want to use as the top surface for the stratum surface definition. Enable dynamic differential and select Build Surfaces. When dynamic differential is used, it will take longer to build the stratum surfaces. When the surface is finished building, close the dialog and check the surface appear in the prospector tool space. The newly created surfaces will include prefix GM stratum in their name. To visualize the surfaces, you can display the 3D models or view the subsurface profile. For viewing the 3D model, select Stratum Surface Display. On the Model Visibility tab, toggle on triangles and set the vertical exaggeration to make it easier to view the stratum layer. In your drawing file, switch to a 3D view. You can use the in-canvas view control or the view cube. In the 3D view, change the visual style to conceptual and orbit the model to check different view perspective. To better see the triangulation, you can change the visual style to realistic. This will display the triangle edges and allow you to see all of the triangles in the stratum surfaces. Notice the density of triangles and the level of detail for each stratum surface compared to the absolute stratum surfaces created in earlier video. To see how the stratum surfaces looks in a profile view, create subsurface profile. In the subsurface profile dialog, select the alignment that you want to use. Specify the name for the profile view and press tab. Click select boreholes and pick which boreholes you want to display in the profile view. Pick the boreholes directly from the drawing or specify an offset distance. Select create subsurface profile and pick a location in the drawing file to place the profile view. In the profile view, you can see the stratum's profiles follow the shape of existing terrain rather than triangulating only to borehole locations.